This is Newcap News.
Husky has announced it will no longer move ahead with plans to build a new asphalt refinery in Lloydminster, which projected to bring nearly 600 jobs to the border city. On Monday, Husky announced its decision to purchase a refinery from Calumet Specialty Production Partners LP in Wisconsin for $435 million US. In a statement to Newcap News, the energy company called it an attractive acquisition that will allow them to add in their asphalt production capacity for significantly less than a new development, which would cost upwards of $700 million. The purchase of the Superior refinery will increase Husky's capacity to process heavy oil and thermal production and will add immediate asphalt production. Husky added they still believe there's a strong economic case for a future asphalt refinery in Lloydminster, but an investment consideration will be deferred until after 2020. Rob Sanders, director with the Lloydminster Chamber of Commerce, says the projected jobs are not something that we are losing. He remains optimistic Husky will review their expansion plans.
Husky has always invested in their heavy oil base in Lloydminster and region, and I'm sure will continue for many years to come. It would have been nice to have a new refinery being built here, asphalt refinery, but at this time it's not going to happen in the very near future.
The Rush Lake 2 thermal project is expected to come online in 2019, which will produce 10,000 barrels per day. 3 more thermal projects are expected to begin production in 2020. We've certainly seen some moisture today, but the rain held off this past weekend for the 25th annual Paul Douglas Tennis Tournament. Lloydminster players competed well, including Warren Aguinaldo, who defeated another local, John Vandenbrink, in the advanced men's singles final.
That's really neat. We know we've got good talent in Lloydminster when our 2 guys can make it to the finals.
Play was maxed out over the weekend with 48 competitors, but with games starting as early as 8:30 a.m., organizers are looking forward to having extra tennis courts.
But next year is going to be just wonderful. We'll be able to spread our play out a little bit more. We'll have 1 more division in our main event, and that'll be great. We'll be able to accommodate probably up to 60 players.
A total of 9 locals clinched the top spot in their divisions. A family of kittens are part of the group of animals in this week's pet project. They are called the Von Trapp family and came in as a litter of 7. One of the shelter's longest residents, Ramona, is also up for adoption. Here's John from the SPCA.
The Lloydminster District SPCA is excited to announce the 2nd annual MDR Shelter province-wide adoption event. From Friday, August 18th to Sunday, August 20th, the adoption fee for all cats has been waived and kittens are only $50. All cats and kittens are spayed or neutered, microchipped, and vaccinated prior to adoption. Help us empty our shelter this weekend and provide a wonderful home to one of our over 50 felines currently available for adoption, including Ramona. Ramona arrived at the SPCA as a stray in mid-June and is currently one of our longest residents. Ramona is a very friendly girl who just adores being around people. She's the first cat to greet the staff with a gentle meow in the morning. The minute you spend some time with her, she'll be on your lap purring her heart out. Ramona is a wonderful feline that is guaranteed to provide you with years of happiness. Be sure to stop by the SPCA and meet Ramona today. Meet the Von Trapp family of kittens, Friedrich, Liesel, Louisa, and Brigitte. This adorable litter came to the SPCA in mid-June and have been stealing hearts ever since. 3 of the 7 siblings have already found their forever homes. Now it's time for the rest of the litter to meet their new families. Be sure to stop by this Friday to Sunday and take advantage of this very special promotion and add one of these adorable kittens to your family this weekend.
This is Newcap Sports.
A lot of inexperienced or even experienced golfers concern themselves with the long game. You know how it is. Step up to the tee and see how far you can drive the ball. But to really score well, it takes a little more finesse. In this week's Tips from the Green, the crew is greenside, working a part of the game far away from the tee blocks.
Phillips along with Ryan Vaughn, the head golf professional here at the Cold Lake Golf and Winter Club. Do you ever get sick of these jets flying around?
No, it's you come for 18 holes and you leave seeing an air show a lot of the time, right?
Well, we've seen one here today a little bit. It's pretty impressive. We're going to talk chipping, Ryan, and because you're the golf professional, you can teach me some things and maybe some other people who are watching.
Okay,
so I'll line up here as I would normally chip, and you can kind of.
Yeah, you betcha.
Now what I do is when I set up, I put a lot of my weight on my front leg.
Yep, absolutely.
So there's where I'm at, and then from here I essentially do it. So you tell me what I'm doing wrong or what I should do.
So we want to simplify everything today, and it's all about an angle in the setup position again for me. So again, we see, just like Lance's putting position, his hands are very far forward, and this carries over into his chipping style. So what we want to do is we want to allow the club to sit more of a natural position. Okay, you notice when I do that, Lance's hands comes back to the ball a little bit. Now, from here, you see Lance's hips are ahead of the golf ball, which is good, and he has also said he puts his weight on the front foot, which is awesome. So from here, all we're going to do is really get that pendulum motion going, and the same ideas as the putting, Lance. As far as you bring the club back, make sure it goes through twice as far.
Okay. So same kind of thing through the shoulders.
You betcha.
Okay.
We're really gonna promote the follow through.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead when you're ready.
Whoops.
Right on.
Well, I nailed that one a little too far.
A little thin. You betcha. So what we're gonna do? Let's do that again quickly. And instead of coming, you just stand up a little quick.
Okay.
So just make sure your knees stay bent this time, right? And really promote the follow through. Just try to brush the grass when you do it this time.
Okay.
Very good. And you notice just that little bit of difference by staying a little lower, that ball pops up.
Yeah, that was a big difference. I could feel it right away. Yeah. The other thing too, Ryan, is what I do is when I'm chipping here, I try to visualize a spot, or I pick a spot on the green that I want to hit. Do you find a lot of people look at the hole and they look at trying to put the ball in the hole? What do you suggest is the best course of action?
Yeah, so the ball is going to roll 75% of the way, 50% of the way, depending on if it's an uphill, downhill. You kind of got to, it's a feel game a little bit, right?
Okay.
And really when you're practicing the game, imagine yourself lobbing that ball onto the green and watching it roll out. Pick that spot where that ball lands and always play for the roll.
Well, I'm hoping that those little adjustments will help my game, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Keep practicing it, for surely will.
Thanks again, Ryan. Really appreciate it. Next week, we'll have more tips from the green.